In this video, we'll see how we can get comprehensive DNS information about the target website. So just to give you a quick refresh on what DNS is, so when you type in facebook.com, a DNS server will convert that name to an IP address. Now, the process is a bit more complicated, so the DNS server contains actually a number of records, each pointing to a different domain or to a different IP, sometimes to the same IP. So, but in general, you request a domain name, it gets converted to an IP address. And depending on that, these information need to be stored somewhere. So we're going to query this DNS server and see what information we can get through it. So we're going to be using a website called robtex.com, and I'm just typed in here isecurity.org. So I'm going to click on go, and I'm going to select the first result, and we'll have a look. Now you can see here we have a nice little index that will help you navigate through the information, because this report contains a lot of information. Now, a lot of these information is a little bit advanced, so I'll be skipping through a lot of it because I want to keep this as basic as possible. As I said, web penetration testing can get there, like you can do a full course on that. So we're going to keep this a little bit basic, and we'll see what information we can see in here. So first of all, you can get information about the website, about how well it's doing here on Alexa ranking and all that. You can see the DNS records, so we can see the name servers here that's being used. We can see some related websites here. You can see a summary and description of the website. We can see the mail servers here, name servers, and the IP address. Here, the records that I was talking about in the DNS server, here you can see all of these records. So you can see usually the A record is the one that converts a domain name to an IP address. And if you remember, when we were doing DNS spoofing, we used to add an A record in our dns.conf, in iter.conf. So we say isecurity.org, A, and then we direct it to our own local machine. So the A record is actually what's used in the DNS servers to link iSecurity to this IP address. But again, there is other type of records. For example, we have the NS record that links the domain, the name server. You can also see the MX record here, which links it to the mail server, and we can see the website uses a Google mail server, so it's using Gmail probably to provide mail services. And here we have a graph of how all of these services interact with each other, how the services use the records, and how they are translated into IP addresses. And here in the Share tab, you'll see if any of these resources are being shared. For example, you can see that iSecurity has two IP addresses, this one and this one. You can also see it's using 3 name servers. We can see the mail servers here. And you can also see here, very important thing is you have a number of websites pointing to the same IP address. So a number of domain names, I should say, pointing to the same IP address. So you can see there's a website called Bug Bounty. There's a website called wifi.isecurity.org. So these websites are stored on the same web server. Now again, there's more information about the name servers. Websites that are using the same mail server doesn't mean that these websites are on the same server. But what the most important thing is here, you have the websites pointing to the same IP, which means that these websites exist on the same server. So you literally, if you gain access to this website, it will be very easy to gain access to isecurity.org. Now scrolling down, you'll see a map with all the servers that are being used by iSecurity. So for example here, let me zoom out. So for example here, if you click on this, you'll see that ns1.dimnov.com, which is one of the name servers, is in America. Another one here, and we have the mail servers in here. There's also more information about contact information here. So you have the DNS for Cloudflare and for Dimnov, where you can contact the admins of these services. And you can also get a who's lookup from here, but the database has been exhausted for this website here. But you can usually get a who's lookup through robtex.com. So again, this website gives you more in-depth look at the DNS records and the DNS configuration and how this website is related to other domains on the internet.